Got a film of the feed, so let's get into this tea. So last night, me and my Patreonanigans, for those that don't know, I have a Patreon, and we rock out over there with our cocks out. But anyway, it's a good time. Hit the link in the pinned comment. But we reacted to this 2-hour long Love Island Season 7 reunion, all right? And I just want to put it out there before oh my God, I got a Larry to get. Give me a second. We reacted to it last night, and I just want to say a few things before we get into these thoughts from people on TikTok. Ace and Shelly came in there looking fine, and they held their own. Jeremiah, he came in there, he pressed Ace better than I thought he would, and he held his own like a grown man. Okay? Nicolandria, I think is very much so real. Oh my God. Oh my God. This Larry is stalking me. I'm going through it, y'all. I'm really going through it. It's just one. And yeah, Nicolandria, I feel like it's very much so real. I no longer think that it's cap. I really think it's real. They look really good together, and they definitely accommodate each other very much so well. Alandria know how to handle her business, and she know how to say what she want to say, how she want to say it, and she gonna get her point across. Coco tried to cop a plea, and it wasn't needed. Coco could have kept that to herself. All right. You already said what you said in the interview, and I just feel like she wanted her to stand on business. All right. Huda. Netflix. Netflix. Huda is truly gaslighting. Gaslighting, hypocritical, just victimized, lying, allegedly piece of work. Okay. Andy Cohen he had to clock her a couple times, and rightfully so, because what are you talking about? Andy asked her, so in 30 days, you learned how to be a better person, because she isn't a good person. And that's all I got. Let's get into everybody else's thoughts and opinions.
Hysterically throughout that horribly, painfully long montage of her being borderline abusive and horribly toxic to all of those people throughout her Love Island experience was a hard watch for sure. Austin, every time he's on my screen, hard watch.
Oh, him. Wow. He copped every plea that he could cop. If every plea was for sale, he would have copped it. Now, one thing that I liked was his outfit. Outside of that, Austin is another piece of work. He don't ever claim nothing he actually do. And for some reason, even if you got the code, like if you got proof, he still would say that's not him, or that's a lie.
For sure. Charlie and the douchey British guy act, I mean, hard watch for sure. Honestly, after watching the girls deliberate about why they sent Hannah home, it made even less sense to me. I'm even more confused now. I'm more confused than I was before the reunion, honestly.
I don't disagree with the Hannah situation. Hannah's here to find love, but we're going to let her go because Iris hasn't been able to find love. Wow! What? So Hannah is here to find love. Now, she may not have had 2 good experiences, but that don't stop her from having another experience. That the experience that she was currently in at that moment. Okay? Iris wasn't in a connection at all. Then y'all set her up to get her man stolen. Anyway.
Ace and Shelly knew each other before the show. I'm sorry. He talking about, I'm quick to leave a heart. I'm quick to leave a fire emoji under a girl's pic. Negro, please. That was your woman. I'm sorry. It's so obvious. Ace was a Jeremiah hater. I don't care.
I agree on Ace being a Jeremiah hater, though. I do.
You'll never convince me differently. He was a straight hater. That's why we'll never get an explanation as to why he was acting the way he was, because he was being a hater. He's never going to explain that to us. Jeremiah.
Oh, I will say Hannah definitely was gonna go home anyway if America had to vote, and Jeremiah. So that is a fact.
Hannah deserved longer on the show. Way longer on the show. The Casa Amor people make me really upset. Like, there's something so clout chaser about them. Like, I don't know. I'm going to stand behind Nicolandria at all costs. Even the reservations I had about her while she was in the villa, I have now been proven wrong. That girl is an angel sent from heaven above. And I'm sorry, I'm no better than a man. I was looking. I was looking.
Nicolandria is fine, child. And I don't know where she get that body from. You would think it was fake. Maybe she just work out like that. And I feel like I didn't see her work out one time. Did y'all see her work out? Did anybody see Nicolandria work out during the show? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not insinuating that she got any surgery, baby. That body's real. Okay? All right, her mama. That is true. Mama was sitting, girl. Mama was definitely sitting.
Was spooning her the entire reunion.
That's the Alabama.
He was not coming up from behind his woman. He was stuck to her like a sticker. It's funny how everyone thought Nick and Nicolandria were a fake couple, and now they're literally the only couple I believe. The rest of them are not giving.
Agreed.
I believe that Shelly.
No, I believe Shelly and Ace really like each other.
Ace. And I believe that Ace is 22. The girls are gonna come for me for saying this. I love Shelly down because her face card goes crazy, and I think she stands on business. But I see why she comes off as a mean girl. It's probably just because she sets boundaries and doesn't play. But like, I'm just saying, I do see it.
Shelly was doing her best to not embarrass Huda on that damn show when she told her, hey, we don't need to talk about this right now. I'm going to holler at you in a minute. Okay? I don't think she was wrong for that. However, I did feel like, damn, though, in the moment, just had a conversation till I started to see the type of person Huda was. That conversation. Because, girl, if I say what I really want to say on national television, none of y'all gonna like me for real. So you might as well let me go on ahead and let me just tell her I'll talk to her in a minute. Girl, she needed to talk to her tomorrow. She wanted to talk to her so bad. As in, say what she really wanted to say.
I'm sorry, I see it. For Huda to literally tell Nicolandria that she was going to come out and step up for her, and then tell the world that she was being bullied, and then not specify that she wasn't being bullied by Nicolandria, you're weird. I'm sorry. I don't know how she has defenders. I don't know how she...
How is Huda saying anybody's a bully when she's the only bully? She's the only bully. Huda receives everything that the universe is that the universe receives from her. Rude. Very rude. Just a liar, a manipulator, a gaslighter. Girl, as she was doing some of the stuff she was doing, everybody was watching, she was laughing. But you feel like you're bullied? Please.
She's the most followed person to come off the show. The world is like really damaged because like she makes me so mad. I'm sorry. I want to be like politically correct and over explain myself and be like, I don't mean hate towards anybody and blah, blah. Obviously, like I wish her the best, but like I can't stand her at all. I think she's toxic. Like, I'm sorry. Based on what I've seen on the show, toxic as I can't stand her. I need them to stop pretending that they didn't all go on Love Island for followers. I'm sure some of you are like, it'd be cool to find a relationship. You're all there for followers. I mean, everybody knows that when you go on Love Island, you gain followers, and that's like a big incentive to go. I need them to stop being holier than thou. And like Jeremiah was literally talking about how much he's going to grow after this. Like, yeah, it's a business move. Hopefully you like, maybe find somebody, but like you're going on for followers, like off. Huda laughing hysterically throughout that horribly, painfully long montage of her being borderline abusive and horribly toxic to all of those people throughout her Love Island experience was a hard watch for sure. Austin, every time he's on my screen, hard watch for sure. Charlie and the douchey British guy act, I mean, hard watch.
That was a
well,
good
the wait is
minutes.
over. Here's my Love Island season 7
7
reunion recap. And as previously stated, I ain't going back and forth about Nathan. I split this up into 3 categories. The first category is the y'all could have stayed the home category. And in that category is Austin, TJ, and everybody from Casa not named Chris, Brian, Clark, or Zach. TJ, I don't even remember him talking. And if he was, I wasn't paying attention. And speaking of don't remember not paying attention, Austin, whoever his dealer is, gave him the works before he stepped foot on that reunion. Because he was just in there.
I'm talking about he was like, my bad, I had kind of dozed off for a second. Are we in the same place? What did you just sniff back there allegedly? I don't understand.
What? Your ass was so not needed, broski, you could have stayed at the crib. And then I specified everybody from Casa not named Chris, Brian, Clark, or Zach. Chris and Clark for obvious reasons, but Brian and Zach because the interaction that they had kind of made me chuckle a little bit. Next, we got the handled themselves well category. And in that category is Chris, Jeremiah, Charlie, and Nicolandria. Chris, you got it, brother. Once again, a complete masterclass in just behaving emotionally like an adult. Communicating what happened and how it made you feel in a real respectable way. Once again, Jeremiah, same thing. You went to that reunion and stood on 10.
He did, and I didn't think that he was, but he did. Jeremiah was like, yeah, Ace. I was like, oh, let me listen, because Jeremiah got something to say. Couldn't wait for Jeremiah.
They tried to say you love bombed that girl, so you took the definition of love bombing, broke it down to them, and then further explained how you didn't do that, how you didn't love bomb her. And they still wasn't getting it, but that's beyond your control. And you especially ate that one part where you was talking to Ace, and you was like, you do understand that love bombing is to another person. I can't love bomb Huda through you. I was sitting there like,
nah, when he said that.
He's spitting because he was. Charlie, I ain't even gonna lie, Charlie was killing me the whole damn reunion. His little 2 cents and his little add-ons every now and then had me rolling. When they was talking about the pancakes and he sat there and he said some shit like, I mean, you know, if I was in that situation and somebody wanted to go off on me like that about some pancakes, I would have dropped it. We would have been done right then and there. I was sitting there crying because, bro, what the And then how he stood on 10 and let it be known that he felt like he got voted off because he was simply the easy option. Everybody else knew who really should have went home, but they just voted him off because that was the safe choice. When he was talking about that shit, I'm like, oh yeah, they really got under his skin voting him off like that. And I completely understand it. Because looking back on how she played out, if we were to go back and re-vote during that, Charlie most definitely wouldn't have got voted off. And then Nicolandria, I gotta give you your props for that shit. I can't even lie. You went in there and stood on all types of business. What's crazy is it seemed like every time Nicolandria was talking to whoever about how they did something that made her feel a way that she felt like was wrong, it seemed like the other person was always on some, oh, you know, I didn't mean it like that. And, you know, I didn't, no, that's not really what I meant. That's not really what I did, you know, back.
Nicolandria was like, oh, yeah, you did. And that's why you said it. But it's okay. That's why we're here, though. Yeah.
Tracking and all that. What y'all scared of? All she doing is holding y'all accountable. Why y'all backtracking? And even with that, it felt like this whole episode was a whole bunch of backtracking when it came to the apologies. Like, yes. I don't think I can remember like one actual sincere ass apology from this whole reunion.
It wasn't one. Not one. No apology was good. I hate when I'm sorry if you felt like, no, it's not what I felt like. That's what you did. That's what you did. Not what I felt like. That's what happened. I'm sorry if you felt like, but even worse. Do I have to? Oh, hell. Pause this.
Union. It always seemed like when somebody was about to apologize, they said some shit like, oh, well, I'm sorry you felt like that, or I'm sorry it made you feel that way. Newsflash, I'm sorry I made you feel that way is not an apology. An apology is acknowledging what you did and apologizing for what you did. I'm sorry I made you feel that way is not an apology.
Not I made you feel that way, if you felt that way.
Category is the shit list. But before we move on to that, Ace, I noticed that throughout the episode, it seemed like every time you was talking back and forth with somebody, that your voice was trembling, that your voice was shaking. I want to know who the
Now, agreed. Even with Jeremiah, he was like, well, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? You, nigga, what?
fuck was in that room that had you that shook in your boots to where you was trembling in the voice every time you spoke? You know, when you sit up here and you do things like this, and then you come off and you do things like, fuck is all that? Who you scared of? Now, the shit list. It's only 3 people on the shit list. And those people are Nick, Amaya, and Huda. Nick only halfway on there. And that's because when they asked him about why he didn't get in contact with Sierra, he said some shit like, oh, well, you know, I wanted to get in contact with her, but then I got out of the villa and I saw that she made a post talking about, oh, when you thought it was for real, but then he ended up dating your best friend. Then I saw that and I just didn't want to talk to her at all. Hey, look, I'm all for holding Sierra accountable for the remarks that she made that got her removed off the show. But in regards to what she posted that you saw, is that not what the fuck happened? You was all about Sierra for so long after she came into the villa. Y'all was locked in. Y'all even did the nasty multiple times. And then the second she leaves the show, you with somebody that she would deem a good friend in that villa. Talking about because she made the post, you ain't want to reach back out to her. Man, if the scrubs fit, wear them, nursey nurse. She called it like she seen it. And that just so happened to be what it was. Next, Amaya. And this one pains me because I rocked with Amaya. But I found it crazy how when Nicolandria was talking to Huda about the whole situation where she didn't act in a timely manner in defending them from the racism that they were receiving from her fans, when Nicolandria was expressing that to Huda, Amaya sat there quiet as a mouse, didn't say nothing. But then when they showed that clip that they nitpicked to make it seem like Huda got bullied on the show when that wasn't even what that was, Amaya was the first one, oh yeah, well yeah, that was mean, that was mean. Man, fuck out of here with that, bro. Real shit. Now you want to say something. But when Nicolandria was talking about the racism that her and Shelly received on account of Huda's fans, and Huda not really doing much to stop that, when all of that shit was going down, you was quiet to the point you could hear a mouse pissing on cotton. You're going somewhere with that, Amaya. That's some horse shit. And lastly, Huda. Do I even really have to say anything?
No.
She ain't do nothing but sit up there and deflect, redirect, and further show why she didn't deserve to make it as far as she did in the show.
Agreed.
Breaking down how he ain't like how she acted and she just sitting there not getting it, deflecting. Jeremiah breaking down piece by piece, point by point, how he didn't love bomb her and she just sitting there redirecting, deflecting, and not getting it. Nicolandria breaking down how her not defending them from the racism that they was receiving on account of her fans, on account of Huda's fans, how it hurt them, and Huda's just sitting there not getting anything, just deflecting.
I'm really sorry that you went through that. Then tried to say she didn't say any names when Shelly said, you're obviously calling me the bully. Shelly said it again. She didn't say anything. On some, I'm not going to confirm or deny type shit. Girl, move.
Redirecting. Oh, well, guys, I was receiving racism too. We not talking about that right now. What a convenient time for you to bring that up. We wasn't talking about that shit right now. Way to deflect. And then the kicker, when they played that whole Hurricane Huda montage at the end of Huda just acting all types of fools throughout the show, and she was just sitting there laughing, I couldn't sit there and help but think, what the fuck is so funny? What's funny? Where's the joke in all of this? You the only one laughing. Talking about some, oh, well, you know, I'm just so happy I'm in a place where I can, you know, sit back and look at all of this and laugh because I'm just such a different person now. I'm in such a different space, and obviously I would handle things so much different now. I'm so glad Andy clocked her and was like, so you mean to tell me you did 1 month of reflection and now all of a sudden you a different person?
Do you hear me? I'm talking about everybody was like, and ooh. Yeah.
Because for real though, miss me with that bullshit. But anyway, that's my review. If I didn't mention somebody, it's probably because I didn't feel like they were worth mentioning. Truth be told, I was just trying to hurry up and watch that reunion so that I could make this video, get it out there, and not have to talk about this shit no more. Because honestly, this season sucked all types of ass. Peacock, if season 8 is on the same time as season 7, I guarantee you, I'm not watching that shit all the way through. Like real shit. Well, the wait is over. Here's my
Keep watching it. That's Gap.
During the reunion, Huda just called out Andy Cohen, and this is insane. Not only during the entire reunion was Andy trying to get any answer from Huda, however, Huda was not letting Andy Cohen get under her skin for the most part, as throughout the Love Island Season 7 reunion tonight, people were saying that Andy was trying to take jabs at Huda, especially the moment where Huda would not tell Andy what her current relationship status was. She was saying that it was for legal reasons she could not talk about it, which although was odd because she has literally been on a red carpet with him, a lot of people did not like that Andy was trying to get an answer out of her even though she was saying no. But this is where it gets more worser. Not only did Huda make a direct response to Andy, I prefer to share details about my relationships on my own terms, not for a TV show that has nothing to do with it. Repeated pressure to open up, especially when it's excessive, makes me uncomfortable, and I'd appreciate if that could be respected. But you'll edit out the amount of times you asked and tried to make others answer for me. This is where it gets even more insaner. After people are saying that this was the most boringest reunion ever, Huda has now directly responded to Andy by reposting this video. Are you Team Huda? During the reunion, Huda just called her.
I'm definitely not Team Huda.
Okay, let's get into some rapid fire thoughts about the rest of the reunion since we covered the big stuff, which was Shelly, Nicolandria, and Huda. Ariana looked amazing. I think she's a great
I don't give a damn about none of that. I want to talk about Shelly and Huda. Let me see.
Are we actually going to answer questions or are we going to play hopscotch around this bitch all goddamn day? Because I asked you how you would feel if Shelly did that to Jeremiah and you talked about, I was happy when Chris was dancing on people. What the hell does that got to do with the tea in China? I'm talking about Jeremiah. Oh, I was happy when everybody danced on Chris. I'm still talking about Jeremiah. What did you mean?
Okay, girl. How did you miss that? She specifically said, how would you feel about that? If that was Jeremiah, you deflecting little piece of work, you. And then she kept bringing up Chris. But I feel like it's also a question that didn't even need to be asked, to be honest, because we already know the answer. I mean, the girl couldn't let the man even do challenges at some point. She literally, you're facing a whole nother way with your arms up, and you decide to go to the right, lean back to tell the girl to stop kissing him. Weirdo. Ugh.
Chris had a wondering. I mean, I've moved past it. That was her favorite line. I've moved past it. It's really easy to move past something when you the one that did the shit and ain't talked to the person you did it to.
Hello.
Oh, now all of a sudden you move past it. Well, great. It's a good thing we're at a reunion where we address all the things that actually happened. Rather, you've moved past them or not. You guys, I literally wanted to throw my television out of the window. What the hell you mean you felt bullied after you seen a clip? You mean to say that you went on that Call Her Daddy podcast and said that you felt bullied in the villa and you had to go talk to psych by yourself because you felt so lonely? And when we asked for an example of it, it wasn't even based on your own experience, but based on what you seen online. How you felt bullied in that moment when you didn't even know that that was happening. You didn't even see it till after the fact. Now, all of a sudden, bullying is the wrong word. You didn't have no other examples of feeling bullied? Your example was based on not your actual experience, but the experience of what somebody else perceived, what the audience perceived, what the audience said. Was that clip nice?
Yep.
No. Was it bullying? No. Do y'all even know the definition of bullying? Do y'all even know the definition of love bombing? Let me tell you. Bullying, the repeated is the key word, repeated actions or threats of actions directed toward a person by one or more people who have or are perceived to have more power or status than their target in order to cause fear, distress, or harm. So again, I ask you, how were you bullied? Now all of a sudden
she wasn't. She was the bully.
Use the wrong word. Now all of a sudden you spoke on emotion. Now all of a sudden you're sorry. I made a video about that clip and I said that wasn't nice. Say the shit to the girl's face, because in that moment they kept protecting her and nobody was saying anything to her face. So I didn't fuck with that moment at all. It wasn't nice. But having your feelings hurt and bullying are two different things. I really wish somebody would have clocked her on that. I really wish somebody would have been like, so you mean to tell me you felt
she's not clockable because she's not realistic. For somebody to smile in your face while they literally disrespecting you or literally acting like you're a bully or literally just acting would cause you to want to, punch somebody in the face. So with that being said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
bullied after you've seen clips, not actually in the moment based on your experience. Because on the podcast, you said it was based on your experience. Now you're backtracking. Everybody had amnesia this motherfucking reunion. Clips made me feel bullied. How the hell you feel bullied after the fact? I'm so pissed that Shelly fucking apologized to her. But of course, she's moved on from it. Girl, doesn't it say something to you that nobody in that fucking house fucks with you besides Amaya? Like, you don't have no friends from the villa. It's you. When you do not have female friends, which she stated, it's a you problem. Can we get into the biggest thing of it all? The racism that was skated over. You mean to tell me that you didn't see any of the racism and hate directed at Shelly and Nicolandria, but you seen the racism and hate that was directed at you? You, in one breath, she said she didn't make the post. First of all, what kind of fucking response is that? I didn't make the post. Nobody said you did. Nobody said you did. That doesn't mean it's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't address your fans and tell them that this is heinous. This is disgusting. She still didn't do it. She should have looked at that camera and said, to my fans, stop that shit. That's gross. I don't condone that shit. Racism is disgusting. That photo was disgusting. You have a black daughter. Your daughter is biracial. She may not look it because she has the privilege of hiding her blackness because she is biracial. These two women do not have the privilege to hide their blackness. You date black men. You have a responsibility to speak up on racism against black people. He specifically asked you to make a post. You said that you would and you didn't. Talk about, I had so much going on, I didn't know what to say. Oh, well, you had so much going on, but you had enough time to answer Louis' DM. You had enough time to be caught canoodling with him days after you got out the villa. Like, be fucking
not canoodling.
Bro, you didn't do it because it fed into your narrative of the victim. She's a professional fucking victim. And I cannot take it anymore. I cannot wait to never have to talk about this girl and never see her on my screen again. And I'm sure that if the racism against yourself was affecting you so much that you personally asked these two girls to talk to their fans about it, I guarantee you that they would have done it. But you did not give them that courtesy because you didn't want to. Her instinct is just to lie. Even the Netflix thing. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm under contract with Netflix or India or whatever. I can't talk about it. You should have just said, you know what? I'm choosing to keep my relationship private. You didn't have to lie. You are not under a contract. You are not under an NDA with Netflix. Louis violated his own goddamn NDA and you can't? To Andy Cohen's point, girl, you was publicly on a red carpet. Like, if you don't want to talk about your relationship publicly, maybe you shouldn't go on a public red carpet where it's public. The fuck?
And then I'm not gonna talk about that on another show. And Andy did kind of come for her. He was like, well, let's not forget who was the original show. Not for both of you, but damn show for your ass. Okay? Don't forget it.
Guys, she's so full of shit. She couldn't keep it real. It real smacked her upside her motherfucking forehead.
Okay.
Ow. And you conveniently seen all the hate against Chris 2 days before the reunion. Bullshit. You seen that shit. You just didn't see shit. Huh? You just a bat. You just didn't see shit. I didn't see the George Flo place. I didn't see the hate against Chris. I didn't see this. But I seen everything that had to do with me. Like, you hadn't been out the villa days, but you seen that clip of Shelly, right? I do feel like they didn't spend enough time on Chris and Huda. Like, I feel like there was so much that need to be said. Now, as far as the unseen chat...
Child, Chris was so cutthroat, it was nothing to talk about. It was nothing to talk about.
Between Shelly and Huda. For those of you out there like, Shelly lied, like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck did you see? Because it's exactly what Huda said, and it's exactly what Shelly said. How did we not all see that? Shelly is saying they had multiple conversations, one conversation that Huda miraculously forgot. Again, everybody had amnesia this reunion. Everybody just forgot what they said. Huda did say she wanted to get to know Chris, but she did emphasize that it was for Shelly. She even said, I'm excited for you. And if you guys have had multiple conversations where you're saying, I'm excited for you, this is for you, to Shelly's point, if I would have said no, you would have still brought him back. That's the scene that we didn't see, right? Like, if Shelly would have said, nah, I'm not really down with this plan, Huda was going to do it anyway, meaning you were really bringing Chris back for yourself. It was never about Chris, and it was never about Ace. It was about Huda keeping it real and just coming to Shelly and said, hey, I'm going to bring Chris back for myself because I want to get to know him. What the hell could Shelly have said to that? She didn't even have to include the part about it being about you. She could have just said, I'm bringing Chris back because I want to get to know him.
Girl, I'm bringing Chris back because obviously you got a man, nigga. I need one too. What are we talking about?
Choose each other. All Shelly could do was say, cool, it's Love Island. I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to pick Ace. You didn't have to make it seem like it was for her at all. That was the point. I feel like Shelly didn't really explain that well. Like, Just don't say it's about me. Like, keep it real and say it's about yourself. Because if I would have said no, you would have still done it anyway. That was Shelly's point. Everybody's missing it. Like, oh, she wants Shelly. She wants both. She wants Chris. She wants Ace. It was never about that. Like, how do you guys not see that? Keep it real. It was so bucked up in your Vanity Fair article. I don't give a fuck. I'm not worried about who I'm seeing. And then on the reunion, I'm sorry. I moved past it. Oh my God, everybody's so great. Everybody's so amazing. I love everyone. Stand on it. Stand on it. Keep that same energy. Because to Shelly's point, you apologize, and then you go on your socials and you start talking big shit. You start whooping. That's why nobody can take your apology seriously. I'm passive, focused on your relationship. That's not what it's about. We're at the reunion talking about shit. Of course, I'm focused on my relationship. Stop deflecting. She tried to deflect the whole entire reunion, and it annoyed me. I'm really pissed that they didn't bring up the fact that she bullied everybody in the house. Like, we don't talk about bullying. Let's talk about how you bullied and made everybody in the house uncomfortable. I would also like to point out, and in this interview that she said that she did address the racism, no, she addressed the bullying in a very small Access Hollywood interview that nobody freaking saw, and you didn't use the massive Call Her Daddy platform to address that because it wasn't important to you, you pussy ass. What y'all got to say about the heart rate challenge now? She absolutely did too much. She damn near sat on his face. Booty cheeks was this close away from his lip. You in a G-string, shaking ass, and somebody...
And licked his meat. Wow! Man.
Else's man's face. And to Shelly's point, I shouldn't have to ask you, please don't lick the man I'm talking to's dick. Like, why you out here licking dicks on TV anyway? Like, it's just low class and it's fucking trashy, okay? Do that to your man. Do that to your partner. When you did it to Jeremiah, it was too much. But hey, at least that was yours, okay? Or what you thought was yours. Shit. If you notice, she really didn't apologize. It was like, hey, I'm sorry you felt that way. She said, I took it a step too far for some people. For all people, okay? You took it too far. Just take accountability. God damn, you duck and dodge accountability like you was ducking and dodging these goddamn questions the whole reunion. Overall, I think that they did a good job trying to hold Huda accountable, but you can't hold somebody accountable who doesn't want to be held accountable without it coming off as badgering. So you can redirect a question.
You cannot hold the unaccountable accountable, and you damn sure can't make a gaslighter see where the hell you coming from.
Once or twice, but if somebody doesn't want to answer it, there's honestly nothing you can do about it. I feel like Andy and Ariana did a really good job trying to hold her accountable, but it just wasn't going to happen because her delusional ass fans have made her feel validated in all of her feelings. Andy tried to clock her at moments, when she thought her behavior was so fucking hilarious. Oh, it's so fucking funny. I've grown from it. I could laugh at it now. It's been a month. I'm so glad Andy clocked her. Like, girl, it's been a month. The fuck? Anywho, I think she's a shit ass person and she's a shit ass friend, which is why you don't have many friends, which is why these two women do not want to be your friend. And moving forward, I just hope she does better and she educates herself because she has a biracial daughter. She dates black men, meaning if you have another kid, it's most likely going to be black. Racism is awful on all fronts, which is why you should have spoken up about it. Not combat it with, well, they said things about me too. Like, anywho, if you support this girl after this, you're most likely just like her. Ask yourself, would you want a friend like her? And I bet you your answer is fucking no. She's out.
Yeah, she's trash.
Are we? Brian and Amaya.
Trash.
Jed and
Absolutely not in support of her
Okay, let's
at
get
all.
into some rapid fire thoughts about the rest of the...
All right, y'all. It's a lot of them. I just wanted to, I'll be doing this all day. I might do a part two if y'all want me to do a part two. Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comment section below. I will put my Patreon link in the pinned comment for y'all to tap in. But baby, this, how they feel is exactly how I feel. Love y'all. Bye.